Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my friends from all over the world tuning in today on this beautiful Friday. Some of us it's morning, for some of us it's evening, Feierabend in Berlin. Welcome to the stream for more Last Epoch. I have some good news for you. We managed to change the internet connection into something more stable, and I think also a bit more performance, so I can see my bitrate is stable in the green in my Twitch dashboard here. So I think this will be great. So a bit better speed when it comes to the upload, but more important than that, yeah, actually I'll have to change the screen here. So let me just check what's happening here. Yeah, display capture. Let's go to the properties and display 1. No, display 2. No, display 3. Here we go. So yeah, better internet connection. It's Friday and a bit longer stream on Fridays. At least I'll try to entertain you for as long as I can. So step right in and grab a seat and let's have some fun, my friends. Go, I can see the frame rate now, so I think it's okay. And also we can see the information for Elder Gaspar, 103 kills. You know what we're gonna do tonight, right? Elder Gaspar, of course. Ravenous Void Grind. Hope we get it till multiplayer hits, then at least we know we have it in single player. Then we'll have to farm it again in multiplayer at some point, I'm sure. Let's also turn the sound up. And we're good to go, my friends. Good to go. Hope everyone is great, everyone is doing good, and that you are ready to party this Friday. I know I am. Well, this is my idea of a party, just sitting in front of the screen and playing Last Epoch with you guys. But hey, that's all I can do. So let's actually see, we have a chance to shred armor on hit and the critical strike avoidance modifier. So let's maybe see. I think we can go further with this one with the 45% resistances. As you can remember, yesterday we had some very defensive modifiers for the mobs and they had like a chance to dodge, 60% endurance, this 45% critical strike avoidance, 100% increased health, and then on top of all that I also put the 45% to all resistances, and I couldn't hit them at all, so it was basically done. That was the maximum. But now it's going decently well. Let's take care with these palings. Let me actually check my phones around here. It's a bit crazy. Everybody wants to go into the weekend. Now let's see what's happening on all fronts. Nothing major, my friends. It's all good. Let's start. Let's warm up for a bit longer evening tonight. So if you can see my local time in the upper right corner, the game time is 5:40 p.m. right? So I'll probably be online until about 8 p.m. As you know, on the weekly streams, Mondays to Thursdays, I'm online about until 7 p.m. right? But on Fridays I'm trying to do it a bit longer, so until 8 p.m. ish. As nobody is forcing our hand. I'm actually starting to consider the Lich for the multiplayer, because I think the Lich is quite a good solo class as well. Has some powerful AoE, nice dots, and some good survivability. And it's also a class or a mastery, using the vernacular in Last Epoch. It's also a mastery that is specific to Last Epoch, more or less. So it's not a necromancer. Necromancer is a separate mastery with minions, but it's yeah, it's the lich. You know, it has a reaper form and floats around in with a big bad scythe. So yeah, it's a class. It's a class that's specific to Last Epoch. So I might be tempted to try it. Well, I think this is the first strong mine with 2 legendary potential. Yeah, it's not wonderful. It's just good for the mana bonus. I used to wear this actually. I had one with more mana bonus, let's say. Oh, I actually turned it into legendary because the level isn't quite high, level 18. So I think I turned it into a legendary in the forge, in the temporal sanctum, like tier 1 or tier 2 or something like that. Tier 1 probably. And I added even more mana. Since legendary forging is random, but yeah, I got lucky and I had about 100 mana overall. And I needed it at some point. I wore that actually. I think it was the first amulet I wore to level 100. So since I don't live in the States, I live in Berlin, thankfully it seems. I'm actually wondering if any of our American friends can let us know what's happening over there with the Supreme Court decision today, overturning Roe versus Wade. I don't want to go into politics or anything like that, but I'm actually just curious how that law will apply. So each state will be able to set their own law on that subject, and which states would you expect would be still more lenient on that topic? I'd say California, the Pacific Northwest, New York, and what else? And the rest of 45 states, who knows what's gonna happen. I was actually surprised to hear that, but hey. Yeah, everyone, hi. How are you, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Are you from the States by chance? I was actually wondering what's going on down there. Yeah, so this internet connection is much more stable and also a bit higher upload rates, so I think you'll experience less dropped frames, and of course I'm sure we won't get any disconnects or anything like that. Yeah, doing well. This is kind of a newer stream. Started it in June, so we're nearing the end of the first month. And yeah, I kind of stream daily. I have the schedule up and yeah, having fun here, playing Last Epoch, waiting for the multiplayer, which has been confirmed yesterday for this autumn. I wouldn't say it will come out in September, the multiplayer I mean, but we're getting pretty close. Do you play Last Epoch yourself, or just watching, seeing how the game is? I got the game myself in May 2021, so last year. Played it quite a bit, but started to play it a bit more seriously, I'd say, since March this year. Yeah, I guess until multiplayer hits, you can play that one, because I guess it's the same thing really. Even after the multiplayer gets released, they'll still have an offline single player version of the game. But I'm not so sure anyone will still play that, right? Everybody will be playing cycles. So what the seasons or leagues in League of Epoch are called, cycles, and we'll see what content the developer will bring. So, which mastery or class are you playing, Airborne? I'm playing Lightning Mage, so Static Orb, Lightning Blast. And you can actually see the build here by using this command build. Set it up. Dodge rating. Attunement. I never understand what attunement is. Ah, grants more mana. Okay. But this dodge rating is pretty sweet. I'll ever play a marksman or anything that has to do with the rogue persuasion. Dodge is very good. But I'm not sure dodge is a defensive mechanism is the best, especially the bosses. Compared to armor and endurance, those are the best. And of course, lots and lots of HP. 45% increased damage, 6% increased damage, critical strike chance, critical strike chance. Well, as I say on the stream, YOLO, you only live once. Let's get those modifiers and let's carry on in exploring this web. We also have 2 Wells of Eternity, or whatever they're called, which reset the entire web. All the echoes you did in the web, they get reset, so you can do them again. So we'll spend the better part of this week and the next in this web without resetting it, that's for sure. Well, let's look out for those spires. Yeah, the Druid was actually the first mastery I played back in May last year when I bought the game. I made a Druid, a Werebear Druid, the one that can turn into the bear form. So I did the build based on attack rate and critical strike chance. It was pretty good, pretty nice, had a lot of fun. And I did the campaign with that. The campaign had 8 chapters at that time, 8 acts. But then, whoops, c'est la vie. We'll try it again as we're going this way. It's those Venom Spires, man. I have only 11% poison resistance. But this year I left the Druid aside and I actually started with the Sorcerer, because the Sorcerer is a mastery of the Mage. Actually, seems like a more finished class, let's say, than the others. More balanced class, and the Lightning Wizard, Lightning Sorcerer is actually quite powerful. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I think I have 150 hours played only with this class. Afterwards, when multiplayer hits, I'll start something new, because of course characters for multiplayer will be separate from the ones in single player. I also played Blade Dancer, but I raised it to level 36 only. I just did my own kind of build, and I guess I fucked it up because it was something based on shadows and shurikens or something like that. But I would recommend, especially if you're newer to the game, try and play a ranged class instead. Bosses are kind of hard for melee classes, especially not so good equipped melee classes, but they're a bit easier for ranged ones. But actually, you know what? I think I want to show you something. You go onto Steam right now, and I'll show you my screen in just a second, because I'm actually curious about something. I know that Steam has its summer sale right now, and if we go over here, Last Epoch is normally 30 euros or 40 bucks or 40 pounds, I guess, if you're in the UK. And right now with the summer sale, it's 20% off, 24 euros. So I don't even know if I would waste my time with a cracked version anymore, especially since multiplayer will hit soon. I can just get it on sale now. Of course I have it already, but if I were you, I would consider it. I think the sale is until the 7th of July or something like that. I'm not really sure, because I have all the games in the world already. Not interested in more sales, to be honest. Maybe just Elden Ring, but hey, I still have to play the Dark Souls game before that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I know. Blade Dancer is a very interesting class, and oh yeah, mastery to use the game's own language. And I'd like to get deeper into that, but actually get the build that works, because I made the build myself. This was like the main ability was flurry, and the ranged ability something like shurikens, and it was summoning shadows or something like that, but I didn't quite get how those shadows work. I think that was the word shadows. They look like shadows, so like copies of the Blade Dancer itself, and they would do the next attack after summoning them. They would copy the next attack. So I would usually spawn shadows and then cast shurikens, and yeah, the screen was full of shurikens, something like that. But I only raised it to level 46, so yeah, I don't actually know a lot about that class. But for sure it looks interesting. I'm also interested in the Lich myself. The Lich is also a specific class to Last Epoch. I think some poison based, necrotic based Lich with lots of AoE and dots and good survivability could be interesting. Could be interesting for farming monoliths at least. And until multiplayer hits, I'll decide on one class. I kind of like to play only one mastery when I start, until, you know, I get all the equipment on it. Here I have, yeah, the stash. My stash is full with uniques and all that good stuff, but of course, when multiplayer hits, we'll all start from zero. We'll get to keep the characters for single player. We're not going anywhere, but they won't be accessible in multiplayer, so yeah. Yeah, to be honest, Last Epoch isn't that easy. So I'm playing at 557 corruption now, and I only raised the corruption in the last ruin monolith to farm the boss Elder Gaspar. For the Ravenous Void Gloves, Ravenous Void Gloves are very good for defense. You get some stacks on them that reduce all damage by 5%, so you get 3 stacks in the beginning, which is 15% reduced damage from all sources. And if your health drops under your endurance threshold, then you get 3 extra stacks. So 6 times 5, that's 40% reduced damage if your health drops under the endurance threshold. The only downside is you get a debuff, but you can just use the potion, any potion to cleanse that debuff, so that's not a problem. And it's kind of the rarest item in the game right now, the Ravenous Void. There you can see in the info here in the top left corner of the screen. I killed him 103 times already, and yeah, still didn't drop what I need. Yeah, I think Last Epoch is the perfect sweet spot between Diablo 3, which was relatively simple, but it's a great game for someone just starting with RPGs, and Path of Exile, which is just intimidating for newcomers. For me, I don't like the gameplay itself of Path of Exile, because the meta is basically map speed clearing, and also drops aren't interesting at all, so you're just farming for exalted orbs and mirrors. Buy stuff off the trade, and you just end up spending more time on the trading website than actually playing the game. And if you play solo single fan, yeah, good luck with crafting. Crafting in Path of Exile is horrendous. You just burn 1000 materials hoping to get that item drop. But I'm actually interested to see if in PoE 2 they will actually overhaul the entire gem system as they promised when they announced it. Because if they will overhaul the gem system and the entire endgame won't revolve around getting a 6-link chest and whatnot, then yeah, I might give it a try again. Yeah, RNG Bonanza. So yeah, different strokes for different folks. I think for me, I come from a background of even playing Diablo 2 when it came out a lot and all that. I enjoyed Grim Dawn, which is still my favorite RPG to this day, and also its predecessor, spiritual. Yeah, Grim Dawn was kind of a spiritual successor to Titan Quest. Titan Quest was also great for its time, 2006. That's when it came out. Diablo 2 came out in the year 2000 or 2001. So yeah, for me, Last Epoch kind of strikes that great balance between complexity and gameplay, you know. I want to actually play the game, enjoy the drops I get. Crafting in Last Epoch is also kind of interesting, so I'm enjoying that a lot. So I think they thought it out quite well, I must say. We'll see how it evolves. ARPG loot-based games are ever evolving, right? It's a live service game, so with this cycle, with this season, yeah. New mechanics will probably get added, new content. Once multiplayer starts, they'll do a lot of class balancing. We're still missing 3 masteries out of the 15 possible masteries. We're still missing the Warlock for the Acolyte. We're missing the Rune Master for the Sorcerer. And we're also missing the Falconeer for the Rogue. Whatever that is. I don't know, maybe it's another pet-based class, minion-based class. Falconeer. The inventory, for sure. What would you like to see? Would you like to see the equipment I have on me or something else? Yeah, just go over to this link, my friend. It's a command I set up. You can just go to this link and you can see the items here. So I'm looking for another yeah, this is what I'm interested in. Lightning damage where I have lightning Aegis, which is a buff I get when I cast Static Orb. And also increased lightning damage that is double if I have over 300 max mana. And I still have to replace this one. Chance to cast Fire Aura on crit, because that's not what interests me. With the idols, I'm going for as much lightning damage as I can. I see it kind of varies a bit. So with buffs, when I'm fighting, it gets close to 1000% increased lightning damage, which is great. Also, crit is important for me, and I'll explain to you why. Because I have the synergy between the Twisted Heart of Icaros. What this relic does is it converts, whenever I cast, it converts a percentage of health into ward. So the magic shield, I guess, is called the ward. And the health drops, but it gets turned into ward. So an extra layer of protection. And in order to get the health back, I have the Prism Wraps. This is another unique. And it leeches, you can see the last affix here. 7.9% of elemental damage leech does health on crit. So this is a pretty good combination. Of course, you have to farm them for a while. It's pretty balanced. The Sorcerer is a pretty done class because it's not that hard to design. Sorcerer, every RPG has them, right? And I use the Lightning Blast actually, which the Lightning Blast normally chains. But using the skill tree, I made it just hit one single target, and it's my single target spell actually, the Lightning Blast. And the Static Orb is the mob, let's say, it's my clear skill, yeah, for mob packs. The only downside is the Static Orb requires a lot of mana. So I have to be careful a bit with my mana, and of course to keep my max mana with the equipment I have over 300, so that all these idols actually, instead of 36% increased lightning damage, I get 72% increased lightning damage with only one idol if I have over 300 mana. Oh, once, let's see now, increased elemental damage. I'm interested only in ones with increased lightning damage. And here we go. This looks pretty good, if I do say so myself, but what the hell is chance to poison on spell hit? What the hell is increased chance to poison on spell hit? And forging potential is also kind of low, 32 forging potential. So I don't know about that, I'll just get it. Increased spell damage, it's a catalyst. Increased elemental damage. Yeah, the thing with the crystal skulls and why I use crystal skulls is because of that implicit affix 4% spell critical strike chance. Look what happens if I take this off. So my spell critical strike chance right now is 74%, but this one with the implicit affix 4% spell critical strike chance, so not increased but spell critical strike chance, I just take it up. Bam! 47. So it's a top. It's insane. And that's why I'm keeping this often, not because it's the best, but because I need that critical strike chance. As mentioned, not only to do damage, but also to survive, to replenish my health whenever I need to. So what does this one have actually? Lightning damage, yeah, tier 7. Great, great. And this one, 161%, it's tier 6. But other than that, chance to poison on spell hit. I don't even know what to say. Increased cast speed. Let's see if we can actually turn this one into something better. Critical strike multiplier would be nice. Critical strike multiplier would be nice. So instead of this skull damage, but how do I take this skull damage off? Let's try and just do a Glyph of Chaos, see what happens. Elemental damage. Is it that bad? Elemental damage should also include lightning damage, so at the end of it all, it should actually increase my damage overall. We'll have to test it out. And what else? What else? Increased stun chance, I guess it's okay. But I don't want to use the Glyph of Chaos, I actually want to increase this. And maybe, just maybe, a chance to shock on hit. Chance to chill on hit, upgrade ethics, here we go. Shock on hit. At ethics, here we go. But it also had only 32 forging potential, so it's kind of lame. Here we go. Maxed out. So if you compare it with the one I have, -4 adaptive spell damage, not that bad. Reduced cast speed by 32%, are you insane? Seriously? Oh well. And increased stun chance. Yeah, so basically I get increased elemental damage, chance to chill, chance to shock, chance to poison, and a bit of increased lightning damage. So let's see what happens with a reduced cast speed. Yeah, so this is the static orb. You can see I actually hide the numbers. You can hide the numbers in the gameplay here, and just click off display damage numbers because I don't like that. It just looks a lot like Diablo 3, something like that. But yeah, it does pretty good damage, and consider this is 557 corruption. The base modifier is 250% more health and damage for mouse. So this is only the base modifier, so you can put 5 modifiers on top. The keys are for dungeons, so for example, you have 3 dungeons in the game: the Temple of Sanction, the Soulfire Bastion, I don't have a key for it here, and the Lightless Arbor. So these are 3 dungeons in the game, and you can do them. Each has its own specific mechanic. For example, Temple of Sanction is really good. It's here in the Ruined Era, on the Ruined Coast. You go here and do the dungeon, and the reward for that is that you can craft what the game calls legendary items in the Temple of Sanction. Yeah. So for example, you get these uniques, and some uniques have legendary potential, 1, 2, 3, right? And when you get uniques with legendary potential, you can combine them with an exalted item, so the purple ones, and get an extra affix for each legendary potential the unique item has. And you can only do that in the forge by doing Temporal Sanction, beating the boss there. So for example, let me just give you an example. I have some offense here, and I don't know, I want something with health maybe. Or let's take this one with mana, right? So the exalted potential, the exalted affix here, the one with purple, 92 mana, okay. And I just take this with me, I do the dungeon, and then I can combine Twisted Heart of Kairos with this, because it has one legendary potential. It will transfer a random affix from this one to it and increases power, and then the item turns red, kind of. Yeah, unique items are orange and legendary items are red, but it's random all the time, so you know you want to do that Temporal Sanctum dungeon first. And yeah, recently added in March Lightless Arbor and Soulfire Bastion, which are other types of dungeons with different mechanics and different types of rewards. I didn't do those myself yet. And there are also arena keys. So also in March they added an arena where you can fight like some champions, stuff like that, beside the already existing arena. And you can get that arena to wave number 1000 basically. And there's also a ladder here to check whoever does that arena. And if you die in the arena, you get these keys, arena key of memory, and it basically starts the arena from 100 waves before the wave number you actually died at. So yeah, kind of a lot of types of keys in this game. It's a bit overwhelming actually. And the drop chance for keys was actually pretty low at the beginning when we introduced them. And now it's pretty good because Monolith bosses drop keys as well. Yeah, in Grim Dawn, for example, you had 7 rogue-like dungeons, is what they call them. They had an element of randomization to them. And there you didn't need 7 types of keys. You could just craft what is called the skeleton key. So there were some specific ingredients you needed and craft skeleton keys at the blacksmith or whatever. And use those to enter the dungeon. So I'm not sure if, especially if they are planning to add more dungeons in the long run, if they're going to add even more types of keys, because it's kind of unproductive, but hey, it's their vision of the game. I don't think dungeons were so well received, so outside of the Temporal Sanctum, which was also the first dungeon they introduced last year in, I don't even know, November, December. The other two they introduced, the other 2 dungeons, nobody asked for those really. And people weren't all that happy with them. Oh, if I knew I was going to do an arena, I would have taken 111% increased health. Added damage and critical strike chance 1. At least my critical strike avoidance is 99%. So theoretically, they won't crit as often. I don't think if they have 300% critical strike chance, it actually matters, as long as I have 100% critical strike avoidance. Well, I don't think the game expects for me to get gear that can provide me with 300% critical strike avoidance. That's not even possible. So whenever I see this modifier with critical strike chance increase for mobs, I just care about the damage. 46% increased damage and 380%, look at that, increased critical strike chance. Yeah, right. But they don't crit me at all. Only 1 hit in 100. Yerbun, where are you from, my friend? Where are you joining us from? We have some viewers from the US, some viewers from Canada, and some viewers from Germany. I personally live in Germany, in Berlin. And I originally come from a Eastern European country called Romania. How about you? Yeah, ce faci, frate? We're speaking English here, but that's actually funny because I come from Romania myself. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I also speak Romanian, of course, and German, so you know, it is what it is. And I'm doing this content in English. I used to stream on YouTube Live before joined Twitch and started to actually stream on it this month in June. And I think, yeah, pretty good. So where in Romania? I came from Bucharest myself, but I was born in Constanța, where I also lived for the first 11 years of my life. Constanța is the biggest port city in Romania, guys. Well, I mean, it's not Hamburg, Rotterdam or anything like that, but it's, you know, it's a pretty big port city. So actually the monolith goes on and on here. Actually, let's see. Very nice, very nice. I like that region a lot. Suceava and of course Iași. Northeastern part of Romania, it's very pretty. Very green. Very good wines. Did I see this ring before? Quicksilver coil. And also some legendary potential. Just to gain haste, increase melee and bow attack speed, increase health regen, critical strike chance with the first strike of glory. So of course it's a blade rancer ring or maybe a marksman ring, but I never seen this before. It's a level 12 ring. Normally when the lower the unique level is, the higher the chance to get more than one legendary potential, like 2 or 3. Yeah, thanks a lot for the follow, my friend. You can actually see in the top left corner of the screen that we have a follower goal for this month. This is something modest for the first month, you know, and you actually help move that bar along. I'm just curious if I can get, yeah, getting 50 followers is just a requirement for getting Twitch affiliate. Which improves the chat for you guys because that's loyalty points and some mini games you can play in chat and all that stuff. But beyond 50 followers, I don't really care about it. Whoever likes the stream, whoever has a good time, whoever enjoys it and feels entertained, sure, you can follow along. I stream every day and you can check the schedule over there in my channel page. There is an about and a schedule section, and my schedule is everywhere around there. I stream kind of daily, but usually not for long, except Fridays and Saturdays when I have more time to stream longer. Yeah, it's the static orb. It's the static orb, and it takes a lot of mana, and I have this skill, focus, which gets to replenish my mana. I normally don't have to use it all, so I just, when it does like this, bam, it's bam, and then it gets a boost and replenish mana, and that should normally be about it. It's not that complicated like it is with potion management, I say, in Path of Exile. But it works, it works. Sometimes you just have to pause. The game is not as fast as Path of Exile and I don't recommend it. I came to it from Path of Exile myself and I was just hurrying along, and yeah, also dying a lot because it's not really a class focused on survivability. So yeah, the pace is slower, that's for sure. and especially at this corruption level with this modifier. Just check the modifiers on the right side of the screen. It's pretty insane. Lots of health, lots of damage. So, and when I get these scarabs are kind of bad because I cannot see them from far away. They stay burrowed and they just come outside. They're also big, they take up the entire screen. I can't see anything from them. And they also charge me, so as a ranged class, it's kind of a problem. Because if I pace myself and I don't hurry, then I don't have a problem with fauna really. It's pretty good, just needs to be managed a bit. Yeah, I played Diablo 3 when it came out, sure. I'm a bit older, so I actually played Diablo 2 when it came out. So I could see the differences. Diablo 3 is great, especially as a first RPG. I think it's the game I recommend to anyone trying, who wants to try RPGs. For example, someone who sees that Path of Exile is very popular, we want to start Path of Exile, and I say, dude, you never played the RPGs in your life. Start with something simple, something easy to understand, something with good gameplay, you know, good combat. And yeah, they love Diablo 3, and yeah, I even have friends who moved on from Diablo 3 to like Grim Dawn, which is also a great game. Path of Exile also requires a lot of time that I don't have. I don't have 8 hours a day to play Path of Exile only, so to the level I'd like to play the game. Since the game resets every 3 months, each league gets new mechanics, new equipment, new spells, new gems, rework of the basic skill tree. It's just too much. In order to stay on top of that game, you actually need to play it non-stop and study it all the time. Which, yeah, is not my my life goal. You become a master in Path of Exile. And that's why I like Last Epoch, because it's just, you know, a good combination between gameplay and complexity without demanding all of your free time for it, or time you don't have due to work, family, and all that. But yeah, the RPGs is kind of what this stream is focused on, and also my small YouTube channel. Since I'm here, and yeah, it's my stream, I can just do a shameless little self-plug on my YouTube channel there. That I actually started with Diablo 3. I started with playing a Necromancer in season 19, end of 2019. It also says in the description there, it's a hobby channel, and this is a hobby stream dedicated to ARPGs and even yeah, games like roguelite games, you know, like these indie games like Dead Cells, or yeah, even Terraria, and all that good stuff. Just because the first Diablo that came in 1996, it was very much inspired by roguelike games, and this is why the RPGs still have a hardcore mode. Because in roguelike games, you start a character, and each time the map gets generated a bit differently, and there's a high chance you'll die at some point and start the game again. But you don't mind that, because each time you start the game is different. That's why Dead Cells, for example, is a very, very good game, because you will die a lot in that game, but each time you play, the game will be different somehow. You'll get different modifiers, different weapons. So yeah, actually, you know what, this one is pretty good, my man. This one is pretty good, but the cast speed increase is kind of lame. Yeah, because I used to have 55%, and now I have only 23% cast speed. However, look at the base lightning damage, 775, and before that it was 692, so almost 100% increase on lightning damage. Not bad. Let's actually check these stations a bit. We usually play electronic music on this stream, not because I'm really a great electronic music fan, but I think it's is the most suitable to these types of games. And I'm actually checking to see if I can start up something. It says upbeat dance. I have like these stations here. And by the way, this is actually legal music you can play on Twitch. Do I get any copyright strikes on it? So this says upbeat dance. I don't know what to say. Sounds kind of lame. I guess it's okay. Shiny happy people. So let's see now. Increase movement speed and damage. We're also at 900 stability, so we'll do our first gas per try for the night. I won't get this one. Increase damage. No, thank you. Let me actually get rid of one modifier, because it will expire in one echo. Let's do this discovery one. Of course, we have to charge beacon. I don't know, Rocket Fleet. I like this map. Actually, on one stream we were doing the Rocket Fleet, I think. Yeah, exactly this map, and we had to clear the beacon. And too many void horror spawn or whatever. I couldn't get a hold of them, and I just ran around the map, and I came out on the other side of the beacon, and all the most followed me. No one was there. I could actually complete it that way. Okay. Yeah, let me know if this music is okay for you guys. I'm trying to keep it as a background, so not necessarily at the volume level of my own voice. Sounds good. It's like Friday music, you know, happy music. And of course, Saturday evenings, we do the Berlin techno party. That's already a crowd favorite around here. Yeah. That's about it. So I think after this echo we'll do Gaspar. We'll have to see. And tonight, as it's Friday, I'll be around for a bit longer than the usual daily stream. You can see my local time here in the upper right corner of the screen. The game time is 6:14 p.m. and I'll be here until around 8 p.m. with maybe a small break in between here and there. I am actually streaming standing up. I started doing this since Monday this week, and yeah, it has changed my life, man. I'm telling you. Usually, especially when I was streaming Saturday evening, so for like 3-4 hours, sitting on that chair, man, it was killing my back. But standing up or streaming, that's something else, and I also have a bit more energy to talk to you guys, so something I can only recommend. Watch the stream standing up. Music is not bad. It's okay. Shiny happy people style. Okay, I'm always nervous when starting a beacon. Remember 557 corruption, and look at the modifiers as well. So let's see what's gonna happen. Let's get the horrors as soon as possible. Thankfully I can shock them, so that means stun them on hit. Get the leeches, the one leeching health. See what else happens. Now only one gets spawned on this side, then another on this side, and then 2 horrors will spawn again after this one. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Almost. But what do we say to the god of death? My friends, not today. You can imagine it's not the, highest survivability class out there. Woo! Alright. So each discovery node, at least in this monolith, the last ruin, has a beacon you have to charge. That's the objective for every discovery node, and each discovery node just you know, reveals more nodes in the web, some more alternatives for it to take more paths. Here we go. So basically, high health enemies deal in and each echo has an alt text. So if you press the alt key, you can actually see the modifiers explained. So as it says, high health enemies deal whatever 100% increased damage. But what are high health enemies? Well, in last epoch, high health enemies are enemies that have above 65% HP, and low health are below 45%. And the alt text explains this to you. Yerbun, they just announced yesterday in the development blog, and I can actually give you that link if you give me a second. They announced that the next major content update will include multiplayer. So what I actually recommend, since the game is on sale on Steam right now, it's 24 euros or bucks if you're in the US. You can actually get it now, and if you're still waiting for a multiplayer, it will come in autumn. They've confirmed that. Normally the game is 30 euros, now it's 24 on sale, 20% off on Steam. So let me just give you that development update. June development update just came out yesterday or the day before, and I'll link it to you here. And you can check all the latest news on the multiplayer, which has been officially confirmed now. We are basically at version beta 0.8.5F, and they've confirmed that they will not update the game to 0.8.6, but actually go to 0.9.0 directly, which is a major version update, let's say. And this will happen, they initially said September-ish, but I don't think they'll have the multiplayer ready for September. But for sure, October, November, by the end of the year, multiplayer will be here for us all to test. They are testing it internally with some community testers as well, the multiplayer alpha version. The multiplayer beta is coming soon, and they're just calling it beta because they still have some master race to release. And I'm sure after the multiplayer hits, they'll have to work so much on balance changes, balance fixes for each class, because I'm sure it's a mess out there, and it's up to the players to test the imbalances. Yeah, so actually this rarity we have right now, 346%, is not very hot. We can usually raise it up to 500 when we are fighting a Gaspar. We can just do this echo with the chance to shred armor on hit. That's usually pretty good increase in item rarity, and we'll do it with we'll do Gaspar with 400% increased item rarity. Yeah, so just check the development update. I'll link to you there. If you have any questions, just let me know. I went through it yesterday on the stream, but yeah, fortunately you weren't there. It's pretty informative, I recommend it. They'll also add some new type of void mob and other good stuff. And of course, main priority beside the multiplayer is performance improvements. I'm glad to see some updates on that in the development update as well, because performance improvements are very much needed in this game. And yeah, combat feel, death animations, all that good stuff make the hits and spells more impactful, more meaty, makes your character feel more powerful, so looking forward to that as well. This is very important for any ARPG. Animations, combat feel, silky smooth performance, and yeah, of course multiplayer, since this is going to be an online game, a live service game. It's only normal that they add all this to the game before 1.0 hits the shelves. Actually curious when 1.0 will actually be released, but it's not gonna be this year, that's for sure. And it's not gonna be early next year either, in my opinion. Basically, we still have 3 missing masteries and 3 missing chapters or acts in the story. The campaign will have 12 acts. They can release it even if the campaign is incomplete, but I'm not sure they want to release it without adding all the masteries first. Since even they say in that development update in the blog that they are calling it the multiplayer beta because it will feel unbalanced, since not all classes are released yet. So yeah, multiplayer, I think up to 4 players online at the same time, Irvun. I'm not sure we're going to have 5. I think 5 is too much. So probably 4 players. Co-op, sure thing. I'm not sure it will have PvP. If you're interested in that kind of thing, they didn't say anything about PvP. And let's be honest, Path of Exile has PvP. Who the hell plays PvP in Path of Exile? Nobody. I think PvP could have been pretty good in Diablo 3, as originally Blizzard did promise PvP for Diablo 3, and then they just crashed that idea. Using that age-old excuse, we thought PvP is not up to Blizzard standards. Whatever. It is what it is. Chat pretty sick we're doing, Gaspar, yeah? What do you say, guys? It's the last wave, but you can see I've been at the last wave for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and I still have mobs to kill, so yeah. Whenever I run out of mana, I just use the focus spell. It's not a big deal. I can get my mana back pretty fast, but sure, the mana potions in this game would be sweet. Not a chance for it though, I think. It's kind of a self-managed resource mana in this game. The developers did want originally to add a potion system like in Path of Exile, but then they switched to something more similar to Diablo 3, so potions that drop, you can just run over them to either pick them up, or if you're full, to just use them instantly. So I guess 403% increased item rarity. Sure, we can do them like this. Let's go for Gaspar, my friends. Let's do this. You see me on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evening, I like tired and like depressed. Friday is so far away. And today, even if I'm after a whole days of work and a whole weeks of work, doesn't matter, it gets just erased with a sponge and I'm happy for a change. So you know what auto-suggestion does for you, it does wonders. Why am I not like this on Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays? I don't know. On Mondays I still have a bit of energy left from the weekend, so yeah, the energy gets kept there. Oops, oops, oh no, oh no, oh no, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my HP? That was close, guys. I kind of fell asleep for a moment. Okay, where are you, my friend? Where are you, my friend, Gaspar? Only half life. Unbelievable. Go so slowly. Come on. Get down. And drop my Ravenous Void gloves already. This is becoming hilarious already. This is the 104th time I'm trying to get the Ravenous Void gloves. Starts to look like Mephisto runs in Diablo 2 or Diablo 2 Resurrected, when we were just killing Mephisto in Act 3 in Nightmare for like 1000 times to get better gear. Because yeah, that was the best place to farm. And the problem with monolith bosses is that it just takes a long time to get stability. And this is why I'm happy we found those wells of eternity, or whatever we're called, that can reset echoes. Because I can just spend my time, whoa, at the edge of the web, at the edge of the monolith web. And at the edge of the web, echoes give you more stability when you complete them, of course. Well, I don't see any gloves. I don't see any unique gloves. So unfortunately, this isn't it. Just update the info here. So we've killed Gaspar for 104 times. It is what it is. It's the circle of life, my friends. But it's good that he drops a lot of rares. Yeah, a lot of blue and yellow items. That's great. Just what I'm expecting of him. He always drops these set items: Gasper's Will, and I think a robe and a head. Well, so yeah, I have those already, but I don't need them. Not with this class. And my friends, as I usually do, every hour or so I take a 10-minute break, relax. Actually sit down now because now I'm standing up when I'm streaming. So if you're going anywhere, come back in 10 minutes. If you're not going anywhere, I'll just leave you with some music here. Just increase the volume. And when I'm back, we'll continue with some more Last Ruin and going through this insane web we've discovered together. See you soon, 10 minutes, bye bye. Alright, my friends, this is me when streaming and also in meetings at work, always forgetting to turn off that mute button for the microphone. So here I am, I'm back, and yeah, it's very nice to see more people having interest in this game now that multiplayer is officially announced. With the developer stream from June. It's very good. Hope to get to play with you guys soon this autumn. Right, so let's check up a trajectory here. Let's try and move up in the world. I guess we'll go this way, because we get some exalted amulets and some exalted relics. Would be interesting. 45% total resistances. Resistances are kind of overrated in this game, aren't they? Because they don't do much. So even if I'm fighting in a monolith in an echo with minus, so 45% increased resistance as a lightning sorcerer, I still kill him instantly. The problem is if you stack two 45% increased resistance modifiers, then yeah, I don't do shit all damage to them. But one is okay, and I think it's going to be available for only 3 echoes. So this echo and 2 more, and then it's gone again. It's actually tricky when trying to build up stability and also trying to improve item rarity when fighting the monolith boss, because you have to kind of stack up 5 modifiers, and it's not always that easy, because modifiers expire in a set number of echoes. So ideally to get 5 modifiers of the boss, and in my case increase item rarity over 500%, you kind of need modifiers that last for 5 or 6 echoes, and that's not always the case. Randomization, my friends, randomization, key element of any good ARPG. Okay, so we have to kill a boss here. I'll try the survivor. Not after he hits me, not. He's not gonna be a survivor anymore. Let's see what's happening here. Can you actually see what's happening here? The last ruin monolith is full of depressing maps. Dark places, has to do with Void and all that stuff, and Void likes dark places, dank cellars. Yeah, brightness is on very bright, streamer mode is on, so not much I can do. But I can light these maps up with my lightning spells. Nice display of fireworks. So this weekend hopefully the weather in Berlin will be nice again, and we'll be able to go to the nudist beach again, have some fun. If it's gonna be cloudy, I'll have to find something else to do. I actually found out there are some nice underground museums you can visit, like bunkers from the Second World War, abandoned railway stations with a guide, and he or she explains everything to you. What happened there history wise. I think it's a good place to go in the underground of Berlin during summer, especially when it's hotter. It's getting hotter and hotter also in Berlin, which is in northern Germany. It's kind of insane, and Berlin doesn't really have air conditioners, so there are no AC units in the building, because the weather wasn't like this before. It didn't used to be like this before. So hot, but now an AC unit is kind of a must. I'm actually curious if they are going to install some, or will just let us fry. The summer in Europe for you now. There's no place to hide. I'm sure Southern Europe, starting from the south of France to Spain, Italy, and all that, is even worse. So yeah, but even here we've had like 37 degrees Celsius, which is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Which is just too much, too much, too much. It's melting here. But luckily I've installed some sound filters on the microphone, noise filter and the noise gate. So actually, even if I keep like a door to the balcony here open, or start a cooling unit, you won't hear it. Well, you'll hear it when I speak, I guess. And that's about it. Yeah, so this connection is much better. Just check the dashboard here, and you can see the bitrate stable. I'm streaming at 5,000 kilobytes per second, so 5 megabytes per second, and I can tell you it's much better than the previous internet connection I had. So let's see what we have here. Actually, some health. That's interesting. That's interesting, I might say. The one with the health. Lightning penetration. But you can see the implicit affix here. Freeze rate multiplier. Cold resistance, not that interesting. Less damage over time taken. Also lightning penetration, but also increased fire damage. Kind of a weird combination if you ask me. Also increased lightning damage, so I'm actually curious to see what I could take. But I think increased spell critical strike chance, what I have, is already better. So this one has actually 2 exalted FXCC, chance to ignite on hit and increased lightning damage. I'll just take this one as well. But I think I'm not gonna replace the increased spell critical strike chance with, just because it gives me a bit more health. Because my spell critical strike chance is 74% now. If I take this off, 60%. So I'm going to keep this one, that's for sure. And yeah, this new one is actually better. I'm actually doing some nice damage with it. Even if the cast speed is shit, 23%, used to be at 55%. So yeah, it's pretty good. So what's happening after this echo? Nothing? I guess not. Maybe we'll have an Orbis now to close things up. Or maybe this is the last echo here in this little chain. Let's see what happens. I'm not very keen on getting the increased void enemy damage modifier, especially since it applies to Gaspar as well, so the monolith boss. But it's only for 3 echoes, so this one and 2 more. And if we're lucky and not get a lot of void mobs, and also don't do discovery nodes where you have to clear the beacons, which are full of void mobs, well, we should be okay. Just take it easy and don't hurry too much. So 2 patrolling void horrors. Oh, and this is one of my least favorite maps in the last range, just because it's so convoluted. And you can't really follow the arrows because it gets closed off and you have to go around all the time. You can't go straight to where the arrows are pointing to the objectives. Not to mention these are patrolling mobs, so they'll just be all over the place. Yeah, see, so a lot of closed off buffs in this type of map. Lost catacombs. I always get lost in the lost catacombs, that's what I always say. Maybe this way. Actually, no void mobs. Well, except the 2 void horrors that are patrolling. So we're lucky, even if we have 274% increased damage from void mobs. Let me tell you, some void mobs are pretty nasty. And for me, it's always a bit hard to tell the difference, because void mobs are just like these amorphous beings. They don't really look like they don't resemble anything. Like you can't make the difference between them. Just purple things, purple blobs attacking you with different types of attacks. That's the problem. Well, it is what it is. If here is where the Ravenous Void gloves drop, this is where you'll find me. Probably until multiplayer hits. If we're like the unluckiest, if I'm the unluckiest guy in the world. I think we will get them sooner than that. The gloves, I mean. So let's go this way maybe? What do you think? Yeah, it's not getting closed up. Whoa! Look at that summon of beetles. Incredible. Get some mana back. I shouldn't spam static orb on single targets, but it is what it is. Lightning Blast is my single target spell, and Static Orb is my clear spell, let's say. Wow, 44 shred armor. So I guess my armor with 44 debuffs, 44 stacks, was in the negative territory already. This teleport. See that frame rate drop right here. So usually if I get more than 10 mobs on the screen and I cast static orb on them, which of course triggers a chain effect animation, then the frame rate just drops off. It's kind of insane, and this has nothing to do with my system, which is very good. It just has to do with the lack of any performance optimization still. Is what it is, unfortunately, but the developer said they're working on it, so we can only trust them and hope it gets better soon, especially with multiplayer, because I can't even start to imagine what will be in multiplayer with 4 players on the screen, all spamming spells and lots of mobs, necromancers or primalists with minions. So if I don't fix the performance soon, multiplayer, at least at the beginning, will not be a good experience. Alright, so this one is clear, the second is clear. Let's just get this shrine here. Nice. And let's move on. We'll try and do Gaspar one more time tonight, guys. So yeah, this is the Exalted Relics one. Endurance threshold. Plus on to static. I don't know what static is, but it's not static orb. Increased spell critical strike chance. Of course, I'm not going to replace the Twisted Heart of Icarus, but still, this relic is pretty good. It's pretty good. If I do say so myself. Plus 10 to all resistances while channeling. It's pretty interesting, I must say. Physical resistance, necrotic resistance. I'll get this one, the necrotic resistance. Alright. And maybe let's put these keys in the stash. You can see my stash here. It's like I just grouped it in exalted, unique, even some rare items, legendary. Yeah, this is the legendary strong mind I was talking to you about. 47 mana, and yeah, critical strike multipliers, just random affix that got added. This is done in the Temporal Sanctum dungeon using the legendary forge. Keys. I have so many keys, but I'm not doing any dungeons anymore until I get in the Ravenous Void Grind, so we're just piling up here, we're just piling up. Maybe let's put this one here. This was my previous one. I also used this one for a while. Increase spell critical strike chance. But I think it's better on a one that's a lightning sorcerer to have increased lightning damage. It nets you more damage average. Yeah, so this just was the last echo here. Nothing else in this direction. No Orbis node either. So we'll just continue. As you can see, it looks kind of weird because we already did this vessel of memory, and basically all the echoes here were reset since we did them already. And we have two more vessels of memory in this web. One here and another one in some random direction. Yeah, here's the second one. So you can basically do all the echoes again, then reset them again. Then do them all again, then reset them again, then do them all again. It's insane. So no need to reset this web anytime soon. Also, the modifiers are pretty tame in this web configuration compared to what I've seen before. And it's also pretty good, yeah, pretty well explored. So we've explored it to the left, more or less. There is still one more node. Maybe high health enemies deal increased damage. Yeah, we're kind of overcomplicating ourselves, but we're trying to explore the entirety of this web configuration. So it's going to take a while, but yeah, sometimes you just get nasty modifiers. Whoa, festering cultists. Not good, not good. These are fast, I hate them. These are fast, hit like a truck. And we also have the void enemies deal 274% increased damage modifier. So let's just get rid of that modifier at least with the void enemy damage. And we'll continue with this some other time because this is not the time to do it, especially not in an arena. Let's go maybe this way or this way. Yeah, let's try and explore to the right. Enemies have 96% increased health and damage. Get out of here. What is this shit? Now we'll just go in this direction for now. And maybe get the 96% increased damage and health before getting to Gaspar, just because that adds so much item rarity. 96%. Hello, D0 Dirt. How are you today, good sir? I will link to you the developer update we just released yesterday. It's official that the next major content update, here is the developer blog update. It's official that the next major content update will include multiplayer. So this one is confirmed, but it's going to take a couple more months. It will be released this autumn. As early as September. Realistically, I don't think it will be released in September necessarily. So September, October, you'll be able to play with up to 3 friends, I think, online. I think you can make a party of max of 4 people. Don't worry about it. But stick around. Have your friends play the game in single player, pick up their classes. The game will still have a single player offline mode. Even after multiplayer gets released, this is confirmed in the developer blog. It's just that, of course, the single player characters will be segregated from the multiplayer characters. And I'm actually kind of sad because I played like 150 hours with this character and my stash is full of goodies for all types of classes. Fortunately, when multiplayer hits and we'll play online, we'll all start from scratch. So yeah, that will be a good point for you to start together with your friends as well. D0 Dirt. But it's not a bad idea to practice. Go for the campaign in single player until then. Or did you already do that? What's the objective here? Oh, we're done already. I don't even know what the objective was. Probably kill one patrolling mob or something like that. Increase movement speed and damage. You know what, I'm not even going to waste my time on getting the bonus stability. We don't need that really. We just need to complete that code as fast as possible and get rid of that void enemy damage modifier so we can get back to that arena, do that arena and explore the web further to the left. So I mean, we need to get back here after we do one more echo, so we don't have this void enemies deal 274% increased damage modifier, right? Good. Increased health. Maybe not what I wanted. Increased damage, no thank you. Bad armor on hits, sure, why not? Although I would like to keep this for Gaspar. I don't even know. Let's just do this one now. We do have that 96% increased health and damage modifier, which increases our item rarity with 96%, and we'll use that before Gaspar. Even though it hurts me, it pains me to use a modifier like that, but thankfully it will only be available for free echoes, so one for Gaspar and two more after we kill Gaspar. But if it drops Ravenous Void, then we don't even care about this monolith anymore. We just go straight to tier 4 Jura, the boss in Temple Sanctum, start farming her. Seal the Ash Gate, so the Ash Gate summons fire mobs, including those annoying exploding little dinosaurs, the smoldering leaf racks. Started playing this game, I was always running into them after killing them, and of course they explode on death. And this game has some very nasty on death effects if you're not careful. We have a regular viewer here, Common Hours Music. He's actually in a band called Common Hours, hence the name. And he usually joins every day. But now he's on his way to a concert, which he'll have tomorrow. So he's not on today. But he, for some reason, likes to play this game hardcore. Already had some 6 characters or so killed. I wouldn't dare to play Last Epoch in hardcore, to be honest. As you can see, I die pretty often. Lots of void enemies here, and also the flame spires. And these void clerics are very nasty. Their void explosions are very, very hurtful to me, to my physical and moral health. Let's actually get this flame spire as soon as possible. Kill the frost. I don't even care. I don't even care about exalted items anymore. I'm just picking everything up, and now they said they're going to release multiplayer, so I'm not even going to be able to use items that are not for this class specifically. So maybe I just pick some uniques for my collections. Uniques I don't have, like the Quicksilver ring we just got previously. And yeah. Speed this up a bit. Oh my god, no. I don't think resistance is the shit all in this game, to be honest. Much more important than resistances or capping them are actually endurance, armor, endurance threshold, and probably the more useless defensive attribute is dodge. At least I don't think it works for some boss abilities, at least. I don't think the rogue or, you know, marksman, stuff like that, is really the best boss around. I'm just not picking exalts anymore. Just They're useless. Okay, so now we're done with that void enemy damage. 274% increased damage for void enemies. Are you insane? This is a specific modifier for the last ruin monolith, just because you have to do a lot with void mobs. Let's try and do this arena now. We should be able to do it now. Even if it's full with void enemies. We can actually abuse this a bit. We can just teleport up here. I don't think it's abusing it, I think it's intended. But it doesn't work all the time. So you have to get close to that ledge somehow. I need to just like this and just replenish mana. When I replenish mana I also get a bit of shield, so all good. Bit of resistance increase. And now void mobs actually. No more festering cultists, which are my bane, they are my nemesis, I hate them. Yeah, so just beasts and ospreys. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I hope I don't get ospreys mages, the ones that just spam cast meteor on you. Those are insane. But I don't think you get these in this monolith, you get them in the Stone and Lance monolith. And sure, there are 10 monoliths in the game, each has its own story and whatnot. Alternate timelines from the campaign. There's actually an interesting monolith where we actually fight Hurot, or Hurot, the god of ice or whatever. He's kind of evil and stuff. And you fight him, which I found to be pretty nice. And it's actually a very good fight. But Blood, Frost and Death or something like that. Blood, Frost and I don't know what is the monolith name. How many waves? 14. Well, that's reasonable. I think the maximum number of waves I got in these arena echoes is 17. I don't think I've seen 18 or anything more than 17 really. 14 waves is reasonable, and this is, I think, my second favorite arena template. It's pretty easy to just jump on and off those ledges. But as I said, it's my second favorite. I have one that I like even more. Whoa. Dude. Come on, I'm at wave 14. I'm not gonna die now, right? Let's just make sure to avoid those poison pits because I have 11% poison resistance. I know. I just got greedy at lightning damage. Yeah, excuse me sometimes if I speak like shit. As you can no doubt see, English is not my native language, but I'm trying my best, guys. Okay, so just an Orbis note here. High health enemies, no thank you. I don't like this modifier, so we can just continue, but in which direction should we continue? Abyssal Arena. Am I getting this one again? I guess I am. It is what it is. Whoa, lots of void enemies that deal increased damage, so this is not my lucky day. Get out of here! Oh my god, these void visages are the death of passion. So my friends, I'm actually working on a YouTube feature video as well, and I do think I'm going to have to leave you soon. because man, I just get too tired and I won't have time to actually film that one as well. On YouTube I also have some scripted videos, some things I write about gaming in general, not necessarily about Last Epoch. And yeah, I think I will end the stream for today right now and get to work on that YouTube video for you guys as well. Thank you for joining today, and let's have a great start to the weekend. Tomorrow the weekend stream, 3-4 hours, Saturday evening at 8 p.m. Central Europe time. That is, of course, 2 p.m. East Coast time in the US. Hope to see you then. If you don't follow the channel already, please do so. It would help us a lot to grow this community. And also follow the about and schedule sections of the channel on Twitch, especially, because there you will see the schedule, even though I multi-stream on, of course, other platforms as well, as you can see on YouTube, Facebook Gaming and Trovo. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good start of the weekend, guys. See you tomorrow.